pod friends.
Old French fries.
Screw it.
What can I say except you're welcome for the Bench Right Club today. You're riding away, so you're welcome. We might rant about Lin-Manuel Miranda today.
I love you, Lynn.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sitting on the bench. Writing's really hard. We need another snack. And that is just a fact. Oh.
Hi, this is Shauna.
And this is Tricia.
And this is Two Girls on a Bench.
The podcast.
We write on the bench.
We snack on the bench.
And most of all, we procrastinate on the bench.
Yes, sirree, we do.
Welcome, listeners.
Been a minute.
And yet it hasn't. I'm just kidding.
It's like no time has passed at all.
It's been many minutes, but yes.
I've been all the way to New York and back, and there's stickers everywhere. If you ever see a sticker, this is Two Girls on a Bench. Take a picture of it.
And like Instagram it or like whatever.
Any sort of social media exposure will be nice.
Very nice. So I have a quote.
All right.
Here it is. I often think that the night is more alive and more richly colored than the day. Vincent van Gogh. Or as they say in Holland, Van Gogh.
They do?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. I went to his museum in Holland and I was like, Van Gogh.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I'm like trying. It probably sounds like way better when a Dutch person says
I like it when you try, Shauna. It makes me happy.
I'm try sometimes.
So that quote is very perfect for us because I think that it's hard for us sometimes because we're super night people.
Yeah, we are.
And we have to record like during the day.
Things are richly colored at night.
And
during the day, they're drab.
Yeah, no, all of
like the beginning of The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, right? All of our writing
we have to drink to make it colorful. It's so painful, you guys.
Anything that we've ever written or ever worked on that we've been passionate about, I feel like has happened at like fucking 2 to 3 in the morning.
For sure.
It's like, I mean, we've even done some like all night writing competitions where like, the whole point was to like get your assignment at 5 o'clock at night and then write all night long.
Yeah, by the way, everybody,
morning.
we did that one time.
We did.
Because
was it like the guerrilla theater competition?
Yeah, it was 24-hour theater thing. And they gave us a director and actors. We talked to them and then we're like, we're going to go home and
then like
write
10 minutes later, we had to write a short play. And we did it. And we thought it was good, but the actors were really bad.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, not sorry.
Also, it was the direction.
Yeah.
Sorry, director guy. I don't remember any of the people.
If we could have directed it.
It was a super long time ago.
And it was like a performance art piece that we did about Los Angeles. It was called Unlearning Los Angeles. And it was like about not being like comfortable in your own skin. But like this one actor.
Nobody understood it.
Was like trying to really emote about how uncomfortable he was. And it was just like, I'm uncomfortable. And
and it was like, I can't find a comfortable place. And it was like 2-hour parking. 2-hour parking. We had some really good lines.
A lot of like overlapping speaking and
you guys,
you know, raw meat.
Did it.
Just
so
kidding.
There was no
raw meat.
But let's just say that the nighttime, we like the nighttime. We like to boogie.
We like the nighttime. We like to boogie.
Isn't that from something where like, is it like Mike Myers where he's like, I like the nighttime. I
it's
like
a song.
Boogie. No, but somebody
says
it funny.
Oh,
that's.
I thought you said it funny.
That's a great
somebody
way to remember it. Somebody said it was funny once. No,
hopefully everybody has that in their head now.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? If
know.
you do, scream it out to your earbuds and then tell us later. Okay, we're done. Just kidding. Okay, so we just went to the Outlier Podcast Festival.
Yes.
And it was really fun. And it was really hot.
It was the hottest festival in the world.
There seemed to be no air conditioning. But there were a few fans.
Yes. And then our fan, Chris from Faces and Aces.
Oh my God.
He brought us a fan that you put water in on the second day of the festival so we could like mist ourselves throughout the sweaty
Sometimes I would
situation.
just hold the fan to my face.
Yeah.
And then
I would
like
just stick it like under my skirt.
Yeah, we were just like putting it down each other's shirts. I mean,
it was so nice. Thank you, Chris.
Very sweaty.
It was so great to meet everybody. We met the gals from
Book of Lies.
Book of Lies. We hung out with Justine from Cutaways and Lady Pod Squad. We hung out with Holly Weird Paranormal.
We got to see Tammy and Bryce
My
in
Worst
person,
Date. Yeah,
which
Tammy
was
and
great.
Bryce.
Tammy
Thank
and Bryce
you.
are not our worst date. That's a separate podcast.
I like overlapped you.
You're all Tammy and Bryce. You're like, my worst date. They're all, Jesus, you guys. Rough.
Who are you?
Just kidding.
I am the walrus.
No, it was so fun because like okay, I'm just going to like
Just gush.
humble brag or gush or whatever the fuck I'm going to do. But like we walked in last year, we were like, hey, everybody, we like have a
We're
podcast.
so shy.
And like,
Hi, Franklin Jones.
And then
Jonathan Hirsch.
Trisha's going to tell you a weird story. We were just
I'm
all
like, I carried a watermelon.
we were like really demure. And then this year
well,
we walked.
as demure as we could be.
I'm exaggerating. But we were like little podcast babies, and then
Yes.
this year we're not podcast babies anymore.
No.
We're like old podcast ladies now. And so we like walk in the room and we're like, hey, we're like hugging people and we're like waving to people.
Yeah.
And it was so fun
We
because
gave out kazoos. No one else had kazoos. No one. Oh,
we
by
had
the way,
snacks. Too.
yeah, we also brought pretzels, and thank goodness, because the only other choice were baby bottles of warm water and clementines. So, you know,
we saved the day.
Saved
with snack
everybody
books.
with some pretzels for dinner.
It was a good, showing of what we can really provide
We
the
met
world.
Cassie from My Worst Date.
Yes,
and
Cassie's awesome. We had so much fun with her.
Yes, that was a lot of dancing and alcohol and joy.
Not at the festival. That was a later activity.
There was a meetup afterwards that we talked about on the last show, and it was really fun. And thank you, Josh Hallmark, for arranging that, and
It was so fun.
like having dinner with Hannah from Boozy Movies and Josh, and it was such a great way to connect and think about what's next, and just like be real with some
And just
people that
hang
we feel
out.
like we already know because we listen to them all
and
the
it
time.
was, I gotta tell you that the meetup was like, it was so fun because it was like being with like your college friends or something.
Yeah,
It was like,
it
hey,
was.
everybody, we all kind of know
It
each
was like
other.
a school reunion, except you wanted to go.
Yeah.
But because like
And
no one
also,
wants to go to their high
we
school
didn't
reunion.
really know them in person, but
No.
we knew everybody so well from their podcast,
Yes.
and they knew us. So it was like, let's hang out at this bar and like dance and talk and like tell each other personal stuff.
What's the name
Kind
of
of
the
that happens.
Capricorn
a little bit.
Today gal. I don't remember her name.
I didn't catch her name.
She didn't have a card.
So I'm okay. This is a great story.
Yeah,
So
tell that story.
First of all, there's like a really sweet chick that showed up just to meet Josh.
With like beautiful pink like beehive hair.
Yeah, she was like amazing.
She
and
was
she was
fabulous.
just like sitting there, and I was like, "Hey, who are you?" And
I know
like,
you just started talking to her.
I
was
don't know
like,
why, because I didn't know what to do. Because I was like, I feel like I should just talk to people, and so then
she
I
was just sitting
did.
all alone, and she looked a little bit shy. And I was like, "Is she just here to have a drink, or is she here for this?"
No, and that's how it started.
Yeah.
And then I just never stopped after that. So I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Blah blah. She's like, "I'm starting a podcast, but I don't think it's out yet, so I don't say the name because I don't know if I don't know what's going on with that."
Okay.
But anyway, she's gonna start a crime podcast.
Okay, cool.
So she was like there to
She's
meet.
obsessed with true crime bullshit.
She was there to meet Josh, right? Hallmark, true crime bullshit. Did we already say that?
He's very famous. Just
He's
kidding.
so famous.
He's so famous and amazing. We love
we
you, Josh.
knew him when he was just Josh. I'm just kidding.
He gave a great keynote speech at Outlier.
Yes, he did, and he's the best.
He is.
So
Super
she
down to
wanted
earth.
to meet him, and she was like, he was talking to somebody else, and I was like, hey, blah blah, what's going on with your life and your podcast? And she goes, oh, I have to leave soon because we got there like a little bit late.
Not that. It was like 15 minutes. It wasn't that bad.
Maybe
but-
like half an hour. But like I think she got there like right when it started. You know what I mean? And there was like nobody there. And we're like,
Right.
hey, let's mosey in late. Like we took
Well, our
know.
dinner took a while because it was like this super hipster, I don't know, quasi Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even they don't take reservations, of course. So like we had to
Just like
we were
Los
forced
Feliz.
to drink and wait, which worked out for us. Okay.
It was fine, but it took a while. So anyway, I'm talking to this woman and I'm like, and she's like, I have to go soon. Like, should I go somewhere else? And I was like, oh, and I said, you know what? I'll just introduce you to Josh because I'm like so cool because I know Josh. And so I was like, so I just took her over to said, hi, this is, I can't remember her name. She wants to meet you and, blah, blah. So then I interrupted his conversation with this other woman though. And I was like, and I
Right.
turned to her and I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But she was just really excited about me and Josh. She goes, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then we start talking God damn it, I wish I knew your name. Woman who does the astrology podcast.
We'll look it up.
Come find us. I don't know your name. I'm so sorry.
Weirdly, it turned out she's a voice actress for the podcast, and she told Sean about her show, right?
No, it was so weird. So I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, we have a podcast, 2 girls on a bench, blah. We just went to Outlier. It was great. And she goes, yeah. She's like, oh. I said, do you have a podcast? And she's like, well, I just started one where I'm actually the host. I'm not, I didn't conceive of it.
She doesn't write it. She's the voice.
She's the voice of it. She's like a voice actress.
Very calming voice.
Wonderful voice. And she goes, it's called astrology, or shit, I'm messing up the name, but it's like Astrology Today. And then you download like your sign.
Right.
So I was like,
Shauna just sent this to me too a week before.
I had just started listening to it because I listen to podcast cults because it's like one of my favorites. And they have a bunch of shows. Great network if you ever want to like get into their stuff. They have so many cool shows. And then they just started this one. And I was like, wait, I just started listening to that. That's you? Like, it was one of those weird moments where you're like, I know you. Like, I listen to you every morning. Like, your voice is very calming. It was so bizarre. And then we were like chatting.
And she was like, no one has ever like heard of the show yet because it's brand new. And Shauna's
just
like,
came out.
I listen to it every day now.
I was having like a fit about it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So then I'm standing
Didn't she ask you like, does it help you?
Yeah, she asked me if it helped me, and I was like, I don't know, not really, but I still like it. It's kind of
fun to listen to your sign, and like her voice is pretty calming. It's a little bit like,
it's like, good morning, Capricorn. And I'm like, oh, I just need someone to do that for me. So I'm like talking to her, and we're just like chatting, and then this like random dude walks up to us, and he's like young. But this is not cool. Nothing about this part of the story is cool.
And this, this is my friends, why we call it 2 girls on a bench, because like when we are somewhere together,
weird people
happen,
approach us.
Yes.
And I wasn't even talking to Tricia. She was talking to somebody else.
I was talking to Rachel Knoll about Poems for People,
another cool podcast,
which is an amazing podcast where she interviews different
a
people,
writer,
poems, the number 4 people, and she types a haiku at the end of her interview. The one with her mom is like, you're gonna cry. Just deal with it.
She uses like an old school typewriter.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's this like super artistic art form, and she's gonna have a book. Like, we're gonna have her on our show. Rachel, we are in love with your podcast, the concept and everything about it.
And we're like, we just did haiku. I know. Of course, we were all.
We didn't know why she liked haiku so much, and then when I listened to her show, I'm like, well, this is why. Like, and then she's like, oh, I have a book of haikus, and then we were like, of course you do. And we love you now.
And
forever.
Also, like,
forever.
What the hell that we just ran into you? Okay, so then we're like, me and astrology chick are standing like in the corner of this bar, just like chatting about like, oh my God, astrology podcast. Oh my God, 2 girls on a bench, whatever. And then weird guy saunters up to us. He's like, hey, so do you have a podcast? And I'm just like, oh my God. And he's like, and I was like, oh, do you have a podcast? And he was like, no, but like I have like YouTube content and like
awesome.
I'm thinking I might just like do a podcast
because it's so easy.
He goes, I mean, how much? I said, well, it's a lot of work. Like I said, but you know, it's worth it if you've got.
You're being all nice and hopeful. You're like, oh, baby podcaster.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, like your mom, whatever, at the bar. So I'm like, okay, and he's like, well, I mean, like, how much time does it really take?
None.
I'm like, gee, it's easy. I was like, well, we like record. That takes probably about an hour. I'm not going to get into the whole, like, me and Tricia are friends. It takes us a really long time. It takes like 4 hours to do an hour of content because we have to talk and be friends. So I'm like, realistically, maybe an hour. And then I said, but then my co-host like spends a ton of time editing it. He's like, well, I'm just thinking I'll just be like stream of consciousness. Like, I'll just talk.
Because that's a brand new idea.
I was like, yeah, young white guy, get on it. Get out there and just talk. I'm sure you have a ton of cool shit to say because right now you're really impressing me. No, and I was like, and then the other woman, the nice astrology woman, she goes, you know, you should be careful with that because, you know, if things aren't well produced, like, it does not come across well.
And she was like, really, it doesn't sound good, you turn it off.
She was really like, cool for saying that.
Yeah.
But then he was like, yeah, bleh. And we were like, we can't ever like get away from him. And so then you were
was
like,
he drunk?
He was
Maybe?
just, I don't know, or
Oh.
stupid. Like, I don't know.
Was he even there for the meetup, or was he
I
just
think
a
he was
rando?
there for the meetup.
Really?
Like, he thought he was going to, like, hit it big with his great shtick.
With his great...
His pitch was
his
like...
elevator pitch was
I
like...
don't know. It's
me
easy.
talking, and I'm not going to edit it.
And, like, it's easy, right? And we're like, no. And he was just like, I mean, like, come on. And I was like, you suck. So then we were like, so then you had bought me a drink.
The wrong drink, but...
Well, this is what got, but thankfully, this got us out of it. So I turned and you're like, you know, just like right next to us at the bar. Like
I was
two
right
people
there.
down.
I was talking to Rachel, yeah.
And you're like, I got you a vodka tonic. And I was like, a vodka tonic? Why'd you get
were
that?
so mad at me.
And then me and astrology girl slowly moved away from him. And then I just like argued with you about tonic for like 5 minutes. And then he just walked away because he was like, I can't handle all this like strong feminine energy about the tonic. So then astrology woman was like, she's like, thanks. I never know how to get out of those situations. I'm like, he's so dumb. Like, why'd he come talk to me?
You guys really bonded over that. It was
We
really
were
funny.
just like, you know, not having it. But anyway, it was
I have
funny.
to also mention, we met this amazing woman who also pitched her new podcast called Gig Life at the podcast, the Outlier pitch
She was
competition.
amazing.
Her name is Tish, and hopefully her podcast will be coming out soon. Or like within the next year, but we'd love to have her on our show. And we went to lunch with her randomly, and she was just this amazing chick. And if you've ever been a freelancer who just gigs all the time for your work, like you're a caterer at night, you're a nanny in the morning.
I know. She's like, yesterday I was chasing a bunch of kids around the LA County Fair, and I'm like, your kids? She's like, no,
Nope.
I'm a nanny.
I'm a nanny.
She's like, I wish I had a van like that so I could change my clothes in it. We're like, where are you going later? She's like, cater.
Yeah. No, she was
just like,
so cool. Tish, we love meeting you, and we can't wait
best.
to have you on our show. I also have to mention Michelle Agrizzi, who is an actress on Wolf 359 and Arden, which are amazing audio dramas.
Great panel.
Great panel at the Outlier. I mean, I have to say, even though the Outlier Festival had no air conditioning, the panels, the speakers, and the quality of the content and the people who were there was
and
really,
like
really,
the camaraderie
really good.
and like just
Very
being
good.
around podcasters was so fun.
So Michelle, like I am like a weird stalker for your acting, and I was very excited to meet you. And I was the only one who was like, "Yeah!" during when she said Wolf 359. I was
gave
like,
a little side cheer. I listened to
Yeah.
I'm so shitty about the audio
You're not,
dramas.
dude. It takes time to listen to this stuff, and if you're trying to like read a book and raise children and work, I mean, you got to pick and choose. And like, I happen to have time to binge that at some point when I was doing something.
You know what it is? It's like my attention. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like I have to like put I saw something like run
There was
by
like a weird cat jumped around, but I don't
Okay.
have cats. Okay.
outside. That was like a scary. We're getting into all the horror, everybody. I'm just kidding.
Shadow people.
So yeah, no, but it's just like I'm saying this just because I feel like I need to make a disclaimer because I love audio like dramas and like I just sometimes it's like I need to maybe be on a road trip by myself or something to like binge a whole like drama.
Are you driving to Bakersfield when you go on your trips in a week or so?
Yeah, but I'm gonna have like somebody with me, and so then it's like not.
You can't listen to podcasts really in that situation
I don't
unless
know.
like they're into it.
We might. Let's see.
You could try it.
We'll
Be
give
like,
it a shot.
My best friend says this is great. Let's listen to season 1 on the way out.
And they're like, F you and your best friend. I'm just kidding. Nobody says that ever.
I have to give a huge shout out to Christine Blackburn from Story Smash, which if you haven't listened to her,
Oh my God, everybody.
her podcast is called Story Worthy.
Oh my God.
She does live game shows at the Hollywood Improv, like, I don't know, like once a month. It's like a crazy schedule. She also has like a one-woman show, and she has a network. I think it's called Storyworthy and Storyworthy Media. And she did a live show of her game show, which is essentially a wheel of topics. And each contestant goes up and has 1 minute to tell a story.
Wheel.
And then there's judges. Lisa Orkin was one of the judges, and Lisa has another podcast called Project Woo Woo, where people come on and they'll speak from the perspective of someone who, in history, like I don't know, like the Virgin Mary or the Dalai Lama.
It's like Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
Crossed
So,
out. Apparently
yeah.
they've already done that one.
Already done the one. So,
She's so funny.
she's in the future, hopefully we'll be having some connections with her and Christine. But I actually was on the live Story Smash competition and had to
Tricia
tell
killed it.
I had to tell a 1 minute story and a 2 minute story. And it was nerve wracking but fun, and I pulled from our vault of many travel stories and things that we've talked about on the show, and that helped a lot. And it went over okay. I mean, I was so nervous, but I didn't have to worry that I was the only one sweating because it was 110 degrees in there.
Everybody was sweating.
Everybody was sweating, so it didn't matter. And that kind of took the edge off for me a little bit. I'm like, I'm not going to worry about sweating off my makeup or not looking cute.
Everybody was like hot.
I got a like cute dress.
Not
everybody
like
loved
way.
my dress.
Yes, everybody loved your
Where
dress.
the wheel was spinning. I got all these compliments. It's like a black dress with like little telephones on it from Torrid, and it was amazing.
Shout out to Torrid. Want to sponsor us? Because like we just ordered a bunch of clothes from you. Okay.
So anyways.
But, wait, I have to tell my perspective really
quick.
Tell
your perspective.
So I was like, Tricia, it was like an improv thing. I was like,
well, I did improv in college, but like
Tricia's
not
so
in a long time.
Funny. And you're like, I'm so nervous, and I'm like, why? You're so funny, like, and so because Tricia used to get up and like make up songs with a guitar, like Adam Sandler
I only knew like
style.
4 chords.
That's why it was funny. No, it was funny because you were funny too. And I was like, you're gonna kill this. And so then we were like going over stories.
Yeah.
Before
I was trying to practice this because there's like 12 topics and then there's audience. I listened to like a ton of the live shows on Christine's feed, so I could like hear them at the Hollywood Improv, and like she's got like people that write for fucking Modern Family on the judging. It's just like a little intimidating. I was like, oh my god, what is going to happen? But I had a couple stories. I was ready.
Yeah. You were like telling me stories in the car, and I'm like, that's
that one,
funny.
Not that one.
That one's not funny. That one's funny. That one's not funny. Yeah. And then you're like, I need a story about this. And I'm well, what about this? And I told you a story that was your story.
Yeah.
It was not something that happened to me.
We have the same brain. No, it works.
Well, you know what story you should tell? You should tell this story that happened to you when I wasn't there.
I believe they were recording, so hopefully like we'll be able to release that.
It was so hilarious.
As something you can listen to. But
Tricia got the worst audience.
Yeah, the audience can yell out a topic. And so I listened to her podcast a ton, right? So I was prepared. The audience usually yells out virginity or customer service.
And I almost did.
Or
but
like
then I didn't. I
bad haircuts or like any sort of normal funny thing, embarrassing moments, right? Because the topics are like mom, holidays, drunk tank, like all that stuff.
Interviews.
So, interviews. So anyways, I get up there and the audience yells out space. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the audience yells out Industrial Revolution. And I'm like, I don't even know what to talk about.
We're
right
like,
now.
Please don't get that one. And
it's
then they're like,
to be a true story.
And then
too.
they go Day of Reckoning.
Yeah,
and there were other like things in there, but like those really shined.
Those were the three.
Those three.
Yeah. So the judges get to pick, and they picked Day of Reckoning, and I was like, I don't even know what to do.
So
and
tell them what you did.
So I went into this big tirade.
No, but how you started, because this was like the best thing. Because I was like, because it was like, what do you do? It's not funny.
Nope, I had to tell a 2-minute story. So
somebody's trying to like.
Oh. Griselda's here. Oh.
Why?
Okay, pause.
Okay, so we're back from our brief interruption. Sandra's husband's like, Griselda, who's my daughter, is here, and she wasn't here before. So
randomly,
kind of random.
Like, showed up,
and then I didn't notice. Like my husband was texting me, and I was just like, "Great!" Like he was like, I'm going to the car wash, and I was like, Thanks for letting me know." Like I didn't respond because we were recording, and then she comes in and she's like, "You have Dad's wallet," because like. Okay, so
it's your anniversary.
Side note,
happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary,
happy
anniversary, happy anniversary.
Okay, anyway, 18 years.
Woo!
Jesus Christ. Okay, so last night we went out though. Today is my actual anniversary, but yesterday we went out. We went to the place that does all the fish, as they would say in Shaun of the Dead. We went to a fish place, and then we went to see Downton Abbey, as you do.
Nice.
And it was like...
so perfect for you.
It was so perfect. And we were like all like sentimental, and like me and Edgar loved.
Did he watch the show too?
Oh no, he watched the whole thing. Me and him were like obsessed with it.
That's really sweet.
My husband, who was like Che Guevara when I met him, it turned into like a big old like soft Anglophile. Okay, sorry, Edgar. Spoiler alert, everybody. So we're like, we love it. And it was like the king's visiting. We're like, oh my God. We're just like super excited. So it was lovely. And just go watch it if you watch Downton Abbey. Okay, so it was a nice night. So I had his wallet though, because he always has
Like,
a
in your
bunch of
purse.
shit.
Yeah.
Wallet, phone, keys.
Yep.
Not enough pockets when you're a man.
Nope.
You really do need a purse. So I said, give me your
Or a
wallet, put all
fanny
your
pack.
shit in like my purse. And then
Yeah.
of course, like didn't give it back to him. So right now he shows up with my daughter and they're like, we want to
You
go
have my
like
wallet.
get a car wash and like go to the mall and like do all these things. And like, we have no money because you have mom's wallet. And I was like, it's at home. So go back and find it. Okay. That was a great story. I should tell that on the story podcast.
I know,
Everybody's
right?
like, "This. I'm going to fall asleep right now." So Tricia,
It's okay.
tell them what you said
All
when
right.
you started your story because it was very funny.
So I have to tell a 2-minute story, and I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say.
Day of Reckoning.
Day of Reckoning is the topic, and I don't have a true Day of Reckoning story because it hasn't fucking happened yet in like my life, right?
Thankfully.
And I don't have the wherewithal to like relate it to something like funny.
How do you sum that shit up?
So afterwards, Lisa Orkin, one of the judges, was like, the Day of Reckoning, like when my husband showed up and like left me or some story. And I was like, well, that would have been good,
And she's
right?
all, you went to an Etta James concert and
Yeah.
you came back and your husband left you. And we're like, that's very
Slightly
specific.
specific. And she's like, I don't know. It might be real, but moving on. So
We're like, wow, that was like
Yeah.
right on the nose.
I'm like, I need to buy myself some time. So I go up to the microphone and I'm like, The Day of Reckoning by Tricia Marsack. And I just start like I'm
Everybody
doing like a
laughed
school report.
Because it was like so ridiculous. We're
it
like,
didn't make any sense.
and then afterwards, the whole night, everybody was like, Day of Reckoning. I mean, you were famous because you got the worst freaking
Topic
like
ever.
prompt.
I
you know?
talked to Christine the next day. I'm like, I've never heard anyone shout that out. I've heard some weird ones,
And
like
she was like, good thing you didn't get
underwear
it. Fucking
or-
Industrial Revolution.
I don't know what I would have done.
You're like, hard times.
I
I read it in college.
no idea.
Louisa was tired.
And that's not 2
Charles
minutes. I don't have
Dickens.
2 minutes of content. I almost ran out of content.
Yeah.
But then Shauna,
I read a lot of books in college.
I just
about-
turned the Day of Reckoning into the apocalypse. And I just started taking from some of the content we've done before where we're going to kill zombies with like mic stands and shit. And then I'm running out of like weapons as I'm talking. I look over at Shauna and she's doing this beckoning motion with her hand. And her
I'm
mouth
wildly gesturing.
wildly, like, how do you describe it? Shaking a rain stick, but everybody pretend to shake a rain stick right now. What does that look
It
like?
looks like you're like doing like
Jacking
a
off.
jack off movement.
So
I know.
she's jacking in the air, really big, like.
And
"Mah,
Trisha's,
mah, mah."
Trisha's looking
I
at
looked
me,
at her,
and
and I'm
everyone
like,
looks at me.
What is that? And then I'm like, rain stick.
You
because
got it.
one time
Once
I had
again,
a stalker
we
and
have the
Shauna
same
chased
brain.
him off with a rain stick.
No, we had nothing to fight with.
Yeah. So
We're like,
had
we have a bat
and a rain stick.
and nothing else.
Yeah.
And you pick up the first thing that looks like a bat. and
rain
it's a
stick. It was a very big, beautiful. Do you still have that rain stick? It was really
Except
nice.
Rain sticks are like hollow.
They are.
So if I
Probably would have
hit
shattered.
somebody-
Yeah. No.
But
the fact that
I am gesturing
the fact that I knew what
wildly.
she meant from
Yeah.
that was so funny, and that made it a good ending. But that
Everyone's
was
looking at me
the
like,
hardest
what are you
thing.
doing?
And then I didn't get drawn. They draw like out of the top three. They
you didn't
draw.
make like the final, but you should have.
I
But
think-
the chick that won was hilarious.
No,
She deserved it.
She was really funny. Her stories were great, and she had a great 3-minute.
We give it up
John-
to her
no,
because
I was
she
glad.
was making us
Yeah.
laugh.
And she represented because it was like very heavy male comedian type things and like type people. And then
Some
me.
of these type things, like the
So,
males.
but it was really fun, and I highly recommend the show. And if you're in LA, we're gonna try and get to the Hollywood Improv to see the show because
Dude,
it
Trisha's
is
funny.
super funny. And maybe I'll get a chance to like try and improv again one day. I don't know. I got some stories. I mean, that's like all I do.
You're good.
It was exhilarating and scary and awesome all at the same time. It's so hard to explain how that felt because I'm not an actor and I'm not
No,
usually
but
on
you're
stage
really-
in front of people.
Okay, but like, I gotta say, Tricia, because I'm your friend, so I can like brag about you or whatever. But like, there have been points in our lives when we've been trying to like create all these different things, right? And have created them. And there's been moments where I'm like, wow, you have a lot of talent. Like, you can sing and you can like choreograph and you can like make
so
a fucking
sweet.
costume and you can like light the shit out of something. And then also, you're pretty funny. Like, you used to get up and do improv. Like, And like, look, I have a big ass mouth and a lot of opinions, but I would not do improv. Like, it's so terrifying to me, and like, it can so not be funny.
Aww.
And you were funny at it. No, because it can. We know it cannot be. It can be
go
bad.
bad.
It
Yeah.
can be really bad. And when
Yeah.
you did improv in college, you were funny. You were one of the funny ones. It was like, bring Tricia up. She's hilarious. Get the audience going on some weird song she
And
made
you guys,
up.
it's weird because I'm like kind of shy in this weird way. Like I'm
No, you're
kind of
not.
no, I am sometimes. Like I feel scared and shy, but I just when I'm scared and shy, like the
That's when
funny
you
shit
shine.
comes out of my mouth.
That's when you shine, Tricia.
So like it's like my presentation of like to make it through something. I'm just like I can be funny
But you have a
and
good
get through that.
You got a good reflex there.
All
Like
right.
how I can catch something if you throw it at me.
No,
That's basically your improv
I can't.
skills.
I'm like Daria. Like the ball passes me and then I like pretend to hit it.
Yeah, no, you go like, I can't do it right now.
can't
But where
see
you
you.
like cross your arms in front of your face and like
Yeah.
fall. If I were to throw something at you right now,
I
that's
would
what you
jump
would do.
to the ground.
And if you
Although
threw
I
something at me, I
did-
would catch it. So
I
there
did
you go.
survive a tech teacher that threw wrenches. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Okay,
He's the best.
Shout out to Mr. Roar. You're amazing. I will just tell you.
Well, love ya.
We love ya and your wrench throwing. And if I was in the age you are, I was like, I mean, if I was that
I would have thrown a
age,
fucking wrench too.
all the fucking time. And
I would have thrown
yeah.
the hacksaw or
No,
something.
there was some throwing, and I understand why, and I really understand why now. So, anyways, moving on. That was random.
Okay.
Let's have a snack.
The intensification of feelings of fear or shock. Horror. The rising sense of dread or dismay. Horror. The long dark nights. A flicker of movement. The fear of the unknown amongst the shadows. This year, we here at Penance RPG are excited to announce we'll be contributing to All the Horror, a month-long collaboration project with other writers, podcasters, and members of the horror community. But what will we be doing? Well, dearest listener, we shall be bringing back our Halloween special, where we open our dungeon to any and all who wish to experience this year's dark tale for themselves. So, dive forth into all the horror on Twitter this October, or, if you find yourself brave enough, gather your friends and come find us at Penance RPG to take part. We have such sights to show you.
Give me that snack book.
We have a myriad of snacks. And by myriad, I mean there's a lot of things going on here. Tricia went on a great trip.
I did, and my coworker in New York hooked us up with like black and white cookies in this cute little box.
And they're,
with
like,
bow.
Beautiful.
So sweet. And then
It's
my
so,
other coworker,
nicely put together.
if you've listened to the show since the beginning, one of our first like listeners and fans that sent us like sweet little presents was Sassy and Cincy, and she's from Ohio, and I got to spend some time with her, and she gave me a little box of candy because she knows how much we like chocolate.
And I already ate one of them, and then we gave
From
one to my
Graders.
daughter as she was walking out the door
I did
right now.
because I was just like have a piece of candy. She looked hungry, so I'm
She's
just kidding.
very skinny.
So Graders is like huge in Ohio,
She's
so
just tall and beautiful.
the candy there is
Yes.
just as good as the ice cream.
And the first one I got was so good. It was like dark chocolate raspberry filling.
And they have an ice cream that is that flavor, and I have to say that's my favorite. It's like raspberry ice
so-
cream with dark chocolate in it.
No,
Really
no.
good.
raspberry. I love
You like the creamy chocolate,
but the ones that are
I
like
this one.
flavored.
Yeah.
Like a strawberry or like a raspberry.
And that's not my favorite
or
usually.
cherry. I mean, I love like a fake. Well, this one had like real
This is
raspberry
like a
puree.
sea salt caramel. Mmm.
No, and so then on the side of all these beautiful snacks, Tricia and I went to the liquor store to get a bottle of wine. No judgment there. And when we came back, her husband
He
had
like DoorDashed like Wiener Schnitzel.
he had like a
There's not one
smorgasbord
around here.
Like, where did he get it from?
He like DoorDashed it or whatever app.
I know.
he
I was
used.
like, and then we were like, "What are you eating? That looks good like,
like chili cheese fries and hot dogs. He's like, you guys don't like hot dogs.
And I was like, I don't. If you told me you want something,
I wouldn't have got a hot dog,
Schnitzel,
but I would have had the
like,
chili cheese fries.
I would have said no.
Chili cheese fries or chili fries.
I did not know they had that. So
yes, they do.
He gives us a big cup of like old fries.
And they're like soggy and not very crispy.
And we're like, these are terrible.
We keep eating them.
We eat like fistfuls of them because we haven't really eaten all day. We pull out the freaking picnic shoestrings.
Which I kept fresh in a baggie.
All potatoes right now.
It's potatoes
like,
and chocolate.
Really crunchy ones, really soggy cold ones. And then these beautiful like chocolate and chocolate cookie confections. And we already drank all the wine. Yeah. Whoop. It's like,
it's one of those
snack book.
One of those days. So that's
give me that snack book.
A huge snack book, but it's been good.
It really needed to be.
We do have to
this.
try the black. You want to try the black and white cookie, or you want to?
It's gonna take like 5 hours for me to undo.
You don't have to. We'll eat it later.
Then I'll have like a gluten thing. I'm all like, hey, I drank wine and ate French fries today. This is literally my diet.
Black and white
today.
Cookies are gluten free. I've noticed when I was like looking around.
You're lying.
I'm not.
Oh.
No, I'm not. I don't know if this one is because I haven't opened it, but we'll see. Anyways. We might eat that.
There's no label.
But the chocolates from Cincy, from Sassy, and the old French fries, delicious.
Our compliments of Wiener Schnitzel.
Sometimes
8 hours after they were made.
Sometimes when you're super tired, like, you know how it is. So,
flashback to my wedding.
Oh.
When Tricia ate a hamburger off the counter.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, it really...
We talked about this before.
I know, but it's my anniversary, so I'm going to bring it up again. Tricia was a very big part of my wedding.
And there were special brownies I'd never had before.
And we were like, hey, also, she was so hungry because she starved herself to fit in her bridesmaid's dress, which is like...
I was taking like 8 dance classes when I got fitted for the dress, and then I stopped for a couple months, and I kind of filled back out again.
But you were still like really thin,
I was
by the way.
super fit.
But you ordered like the most fitted dress at the smallest size.
It was a corset-esque dress. So then when we went back for the second meaning, it was like,
this is 2001, everybody, 2 weeks after 9/11. Just saying, my wedding was a little rough.
Yeah, I came back. I went to London.
And amazing.
I flew the night before 9/11. I was flying through JFK to come back to California from London. And I can't believe I was
Good thing you missed it,
around.
because you would have been stuck for
I would have been stuck either in New York or London, but also yikes! I was in the air on September 10th.
Horribly, yeah. There's so many.
I woke up at 5 in the morning.
Way more horrible for everybody that got affected,
of
obviously.
course.
But you could have gotten stuck.
Holy crap! Yeah, and I had no money, and
we were all
my friend took
then.
me on a trip to London on her dime because she got a free ticket from work. We stayed in a hostel, but my mom called me at 5 in the morning, and she's like, "Are you still in London on 9/11?" And I'm like, "No," and she's like, "We're under attack," and I'm like, "Mom, you're overreacting."
Yeah,
and then I turned the TV on, and I realized,
actually, it's fucking horrible.
Can't believe the timing of that. But then Shauna's poor wedding was planned, and that shit happens.
And somebody at my work was like, "Are you gonna cancel it?" I'm like,
"No,
you plan a wedding for
a year.
A year.
Yeah,
you get a date." Everything's
you pay for everything
out for the date.
You can't just postpone it and get your money back. You would you'd have to pay for it twice.
No, it's you can't do that.
No.
So, and it's also the terrorists win. If we cancel our wedding.
Yeah, right?
Just kidding. Oh my God.
Keep the joy.
I really just say that?
Make the joy happen, Shauna.
So hilarious.
Your wedding was beautiful.
It was great.
Rubber chickens.
Tricia ate a hamburger off the counter. And so this reminds me, this is a good thing to celebrate my anniversary with, is some old fries. That's how we're celebrating. As friends.
I'll have to look up what episode was it where I ate the old food.
You were my maid of honor.
I was. I was your matron of honor.
No, you were maid.
I was a maid. I wasn't married yet.
You were not married yet. You were a maid. You were a maid.
I was just a young virgin.
Just a little young maid. So yeah, you were
and I sang a song at your wedding.
And you did.
I sang with our good friend Mo. I sang what's her name's song?
The Ocean.
Dara Williams, The Ocean, because that's Edgar and Shauna's song. And It was really, really pretty.
It was sweet.
Really
And Aaron played the guitar, her husband.
And Mo sang.
And Aaron played the guitar in the ceremony, too.
Yeah, he did. He played a
nice
custom
little,
song.
something he wrote for you, actually.
He did.
So
it was
sweet.
like a little love. It's like just a melody. It's like a little love song he wrote for me.
Sweet.
No words. And you guys like walked down the aisle to it or after at the end or something. He like sat up there and played.
Somehow it was in there, but it wasn't the aisle. Because when we walked down the aisle, it was the mariachi.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was like at one point.
It was like
ceremony.
musical interlude by Aaron. It was like that.
It was very pretty.
And somebody said it like that too.
We used it in our wedding too. But he didn't play it.
No, because he was busy.
No, he
getting
was
married
busy.
to you. So
What?
it was a great time had by all. It was a little rough, just like everything in life. I'm just kidding. Everything's always
Can nothing
like that.
be easy,
No.
people?
When I got married, 9/11 happened like, I don't know, 2 weeks before
You know what?
it.
I just saw Hadestown in New York, and I'm like obsessed. And
Do
Orpheus,
not get her started.
oh my god, I can't stop listening to it or talking about it. But I showed my kids some bootlegs on YouTube of like the big lighting scene I like and some of the songs. And this morning, my son came in and he was like, had a little flashlight, and he started doing this like lighting thing that was very famous. You probably saw it at the Tonys, like the lights like swinging out. So like very.
Everybody saw it at the
Beautiful.
Tonys, right? Okay.
Everybody
Just
watched
checking.
it. Just kidding. No. And anyways, my son looks at me and he's like, "Mom, is my lighting breaking your heart like the play?" Because I told him like when I saw the play, my heart like cracked in two because it was like so beautiful.
Am
And
I
he was
breaking
like,
your heart with
"Did
my
I break my
lighting?"
heart just now with my lighting, Mom?" And I was like, "Yes, Logan. Like you just broke
He
my
like
heart."
broke my heart and everybody else that's listening's heart right now. Also,
He's adorable.
he's
sometimes.
so cute. I
And
can't
then he's
stand
like,
it.
I was watching a bootleg like doing the dishes in the kitchen, like listening to the soundtrack again the other night because I can't stop listening to it. My husband's like, "Are you ever gonna not listen to
So
that?"
here's what happens with Tricia.
I get obsessed.
When
you
she
guys.
likes something, she doesn't just like it. She
No.
like loves
Yes.
it, and it's like
Yes, I do.
And you will have if you're around her.
You have to hear the whole fucking story.
No, the whole story and like the visual
I will
description.
show you some pictures.
No, and she will tell you the lighting was like this, and then this happened, and then this person said. I mean, I don't even need to see the show
you
now. I've
guys.
like lived it with my
Reeve
brain.
Carney. Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Okay, we're coming
Okay.
back with Right Club.
Right Club.
Welcome to the Bench Right Club. The first rule of Right Club is you do not write about Right Club.
The second rule of Right Club is you do not write about Right Club. Right Club.
It's the Right Club.
Bench Right Club.
So, this week's prompt was like a super fun one.
Yes.
And it was
This month's prompt.
oh, did I say this week? I meant this month. This month of September was screw it. Let's just blow it up and call it a day. Which is like my theme of life, maybe. I don't know. Okay.
I haven't read any of these, so if I stumble over your writing,
I have
I'm
not
sorry.
read them either, and we wrote our own.
Yes, we did.
Which is
which
fun.
I didn't read. I just wrote and closed my book. So
And I actually typed mine, which I've
Whoa.
never done
was
before.
it faster? Did you get more out?
No.
Really?
You know what happens when you type, or at least when I type?
You
'Cause I
type
can only
really fast.
I
too.
type fast, but then I go like, wait, because like if I'm writing, I might scratch something out and like do an arrow or a line
me
and do
too.
another word.
Yeah.
I do that like when I'm writing. I like,
Of course.
and I'm not editing. I'm just like, that's not the word I meant to say, like this. And then so when you're typing though, you're like backspace, or like whatever.
So it takes
and so
time.
I found myself doing that. I don't know. It was interesting. Like I had never typed.
I've
one
never
before.
typed a writing prompt for our show.
It was
I've always
fascinating.
handwritten it.
I wanted to see what the folks at home were feeling about it, and it was different. And I think I like writing with my hand more. I hate to say it. All right. First Right Club of the screw it one is Kayla, our Sharpie.
Kayla.
You're the best. And here is your writing prompt for September. I'm not sure where to put it. I like can't see because it's dark in here.
Do you want me to turn the big light on?
No, because it's too hot.
Okay.
Okay, here it goes. When is she going to stop talking? Seriously, I can't believe there's this much time to say about a new form we're supposed to use. This meeting is a waste of time. I can't deal with this. I'm starting to sweat. The pressure is building. I could let go just a little. Maybe just a quick little squeaker. No one would ever even hear it over her constant droning on and on. but it had to be Taco Tuesday today. And I had to get the extra helping. I don't know if a squeaker is all that will happen if I let go. I can't get up and go to the bathroom, though. Not during such an important meeting about such a stupid new piece of useless bureaucratic red tape. I can't take it anymore. I gotta let go and hope for the best. Can I? Screw it. Let's blow it up and call it a day. Well, that's one way to cut a meeting short.
Kayla, that killed me.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. That was amazing.
Basically everybody's life story that works.
I know, right?
I love, okay, Kayla, just side note, like I love your like working stiff voice because it's so like working in an office stuff, I should say, because we're not like working a coal mine or something.
That's how it is.
It is
though.
literally, that is like
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Whew, that's good. That's
Love
some
it.
good shit.
We have it.
Kayla, you're the best.
Okay.
Thanks for the sound effect.
No problem. All right. Should I do Rachel's now?
Yes, go.
Okay. This is Rachel Knoll, Poems for People.
New contributor.
Yes.
New friend.
Thank you, Rachel. All right. I have
Has
not read this.
She has a typewriter. Okay, keep going.
Yes. No. Listen to her podcast, you guys. You will love it. All right. The porcelain throne. You'd think we developed a sort of kinship. My ass sitting on it every day, kissing the clean surface of the seat. I say that's a pretty exclusive, one-of-a-kind relationship. 2 weeks ago, the throne to my highness decided to start breaking things off. It began with a clog. Not of my doing. I don't know how it happened, but I'm not to blame. I came up from work midday to the water tank squeaking violently, a hurricane brewing in the bowl. I turned the water off and tried to nurse the toilet back to life. Oh my God, we've all been there.
Yes.
It was messy, not your usual lunch break activity, but after an hour, it flushed smoothly and the tank purred in its familiar bubbly tone. It happened again 3 days later in the middle of the night. Water spewed over the seat, splashed onto the floor, and lingered in the bathroom. Praise be for the weird lip by the door. All of this occurred in a matter of 2 seconds.
Praise be.
Between the sound of rushing water and my jerking out of bed, there was a 5-gallon murky swimming pool with a lazy river, my bathroom. This time, I called a professional. After a lot of prodding, the throne was restored. To the river, I lost 5 Egyptian cotton towels, a lot of grout, and everything under the sink in the bathroom.
Aww.
This was a flood of all floods, and there were casualties. Over the next few months, our relationship was rekindled. With each flush and subsequent silence, my trust was restored. Slowly but surely, I found myself and my bottom cradled in trust once again each time I sat down. Months of this go on. Our relationship flourishes. I feel safe. My bottom is happy. I forget about the injustices done to my sanity and my bathroom until I come home from a shit day to a soggy carpet. I think maybe I spilled something. I step further into the slosh to the sound of a familiar rush of water. An hour later, I'm soaked and sweating. The room spins. I feel like I'm in an altered reality. Dusk has set in and there's a knock at the door. It's my neighbor. Apparently, there's water in the hallway. Fuck this, I scream over and over again. Running to the closet, I grab the box marked holidays. I rummage fireworks. In slow motion, I run across the carpet and into the bathroom. My neighbor's still standing in the doorway. Over my shoulder, I scream across the battlefield that's now my apartment. Screw it. Let's just blow it up and call it a day. Like it was a team decision. Nope. I'm ending this relationship for good.
Oh my God. She blew up her toilet. She was like, I'm done
Rachel,
with you.
This is amazing. And we have owned several little tiny shitty houses. I'm not using shitty lately.
And or like apartments.
So many toilets, so many problems. Plumbing is my nemesis.
Yeah.
I can wire some lighting in your house,
No.
but I cannot figure out plumbing for my fucking life.
Plumbing is like, and what you described there was just like
coming home and
I
being
could
like,
go
oh, I
through-
spilled something.
I could go through the horror with you where it was like things were ruined. And
lovely.
like you thought it was going to get caught by like the lip on the floor and it wasn't. And it was just like,
Oh,
Rachel,
the lip. Thank God for the lip.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've thought that before.
Oh, it stopped.
When you watch it start to come up and it's like in slow motion
No,
and you're just like,
horrifying. Rachel, I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Rachel.
And also amazing. Thank you
Yes.
for sharing that with
Yes.
us. That's exactly.
I hope it's not 100% true, but I have a feeling a lot of it did happen.
I'm pretty sure that's autobiographical. And because the details just
Maybe
a
not the
little
fireworks, but the rest of it,
I really hope you
for sure.
blew it up with
I
fireworks.
hope you got a new toilet.
Okay. By the way, that was not the toilet's fault. It was the plumbing. But
Yes.
also, Rachel, welcome. We want you to be here all the time because you're so fun.
Yes,
Oh my God.
thank you for being our new benchling.
Come join our benchlings. They're a lot of fun. Here's another one. This is from Bret-Jordan,
Oh, Brett.
who is a very, very committed benchling. And he titles his, which is fun, The Last Time Carol Made Fun of Me, Part 2.
Remember the other one?
If the boss ain't happy. I love that there's a part 2. Okay, here we go. This is Brett's. Screw it. Let's just blow it up and call it a day, Grayson said, looking at the device. Like an incomplete film colorization, stark red against blacks, whites, and grays, the large barn stood solitary on the newly frosted hill. Just past the now naked tree line, he could see the lake and those who unfortunately were caught in the snap, floating like unusual detritus. Okay, you're using some words like I don't know, Brett, and I got an English degree. Okay, sorry. Like unusual detritus from an ill-planned lake party. Huh. He could see his boss sitting on the diving launch, half naked, and strangely thought he heard laughing in the stilled negative filmed scenery. We wait until the boss returns, Carl said in between inhales of his stubby cigar. You always want to blow shit up. He shook his head, chuckling to himself. The boss wouldn't be too happy if he came back and saw his device blown up. Catching Grayson's eyes, and we know exactly what happens when the boss ain't too happy. His hands opened up the chromo-colored landscape. The sky was a silvery gray that floated like a silk blanket being unfolded over a disheveled bed. The world was silent, with only the sound of footfalls over hardened snow echoing through the barren vista. He moved slowly, arms outstretched, caressing the black-fingered branches, clawing at him like abandoned children wanting his attention, and he, a priest, fat on the tithes of the congregation, smiled at them while eating the scenery with a gluttonous smile. He approached the barn. You're right, Carl, the boss smiled. You don't want to make me unhappy. Wow. I don't even know what happened right now, but like I'm loving it. And I let me just tell you about what I'm loving. I'm loving the abandoned children wanting attention. A priest fat on the tithes of the congregation smiled at them while eating the scenery with a gluttonous smile. Ooh,
That and the silk sheets.
That's a tasty line right there,
Yeah.
Brett. Keep that one.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on in that small bit.
The fat on the tithes and the gluttonous smile. Woo, that's a good one. I like it.
So good.
Okay, goodbye. Okay, wait, what do we have left? We have so many more.
We do?
Maybe not. We have Brandy.
Yeah.
From Book of Lies.
Book of Lies.
Buddy from Outlier.
Also, listen to that podcast. Really good.
Do you need this one? I'm sorry, I didn't give it to you.
Yeah, I only
You're
have
reading
one.
that one, right?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Oh, and yours is on the bottom.
I'll read
That's
mine later.
funny. That would be funny if I read yours one day.
Don't
Mine's
read
not
mine.
typed, though, so I can't.
You can read Brandy's because hers is good. And she's
Okay.
from Book of Lies, the podcast, which
Very
is
good
great. Go
podcast.
listen to it. And she's
Okay.
amazing.
We saw her at Outlier, and she said, I always wanted to submit. And so when we added an extra day, I was like, yo, it's time.
It's time.
And she delivered. Thank you. All right, ready?
Yes.
The bitch deserves it. I shouted as my best friend gawked at me in horror, lunging for the gas can. Her brown eyes quivered as she turned over what she should do in her head. Admittedly, I was a bit excited. 1 week earlier, I'd learned what I thought was the happiest day of my life had been a lie. I'd been so excited. My dress was a self-designed ivory dress beaded with Swarovski crystal and pearl calla lilies. Sorry. I stretched out the dress design and brought it to this woman to make a reality. It was one of a kind. She promised she could do it in time for my wedding, and she delivered. It was beautiful. The day went off without a hitch. I married the man of my dreams, and my guests had a great time.
What?
2 weeks later, I saw my self-designed, one-of-a-kind dress in the latest issue of Crazy Brides Monthly. Now, I was pouring gasoline at a tiny bridal boutique. The mannequins in the Princess Bride boutique's tulle-draped windows wore intricately adorned silk, satin, and lace wedding dresses. The place was to be no more. Oh, well. What are you talking about? She asked. It was my dress. The one I designed, the one I toiled over, shed blood, sweat, and tears over. That bitch made my dress for 17 other brides. Finally, she understood. She pulled out a book of matches from her purse. Fuck it. Let's just blow it up and call it a day. So nice.
Love it.
So good.
I love how everybody's so different.
I know.
And I always say that.
We have to always say that. That's like a bingo square for us. But like, it's true.
So true.
Very true.
That is amazing.
Brandy, where have you been all this time? Thank you for submitting.
Please come back.
Come back again.
Because that is like...
This was awesome.
I like was about to blow everything up on that.
I know.
All right. Brandy,
okay.
So good.
Do you want to do yours or do you want me to do mine?
I'm going to do mine.
Okay.
So that we can like mix it up with the voices.
Mix it up, bitch.
All right.
Yours is probably funnier than mine, though.
I mean, mine are like whatever. Okay.
Blah. No disclaimer.
No disclaimer, says Shauna doubtingly. Okay. I have a coworker that always says that. I'll be talking to him on the phone and he's all, I'm going to go find this file. I said confidently as I looked for it. He does that. He does a commentary and it's so funny and it makes me laugh every time. And he does it all the time. And he's like, okay, I titled this file My Personal Living Hell. And he'll send it to me and it's like My Personal Living Hell. And I'm like, you're so funny. Like, oh my God. Okay.
It's amazing.
But that is not this. This is my response, says Shauna, to the writing prompt.
Because we had to write it.
Okay. Screw it. Let's just blow it up and call it a day, I said as I kicked back in my recliner and poured another glass of wine. My dog Gucci, a lazy Shih Tzu, jumped up on my legs and snuggled into my feet. My other dog, Hazel, jumped up onto my stomach because she's a crazy chihuahua that likes to overdo everything. And this is when my dogs start to talk. Gucci. Oh, Mummy, this is how we should be living every day. The only thing that would make it better is a steak. Hazel. I have a few financial reports to finish today from the Center for Nonprofit Resources, and then I have to plan Betty from HR's retirement party. I'm flying in her granddaughter from Nebraska. It's going to be a great surprise. And this is how I spend my days. Making up conversations for my bourgeois Shih Tzu and my hard-working nonprofit Chihuahua. Screw it. It's the best part of my day.
That's adorable. Hazel's voice. I love Hazel's voice so much. And Gucci, and you guys, I've met these dogs. And I have to say,
captures them, right?
Confidently, their voices do exactly sound like that.
Hazel is very hardworking. She's a nonprofit professional.
She's a little skittish. She likes me now. Took a while.
Yeah, now she likes you.
She does.
Yeah,
she comes up. She used to run away from me. Now she's like, I heard you really support nonprofits. I heard you have our back.
She's like, do you have a 990 or an audit that I can borrow from you? No, and she's Gucci, very, very professional.
Gucci's black and white and looks like he's always wearing a tuxedo, and his little front paws turn out like a little ballerina.
He's freaking adorable.
He's just like,
and
excuse me.
And he's completely worthless.
He's very bourgeois. Like, He's super worthless but adorable.
He's sweet. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
And he has this weird thing where he just barks at us.
Oh.
He's like bullying us. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening
He's
right
like,
now.
I feel like I should be in charge because I'm fancy.
Sometimes when like me and Edgar hug each other, he barks at us. He's like, no.
He's like,
this
that's
is not
my affection.
Yeah, he's just like, he can't
For
share.
me.
He's just very like, when I told him about Downton Abbey, he was like, that's how it should be, mommy. It was just very like, not
You told your dog about Downton Abbey?
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, that's the life I should be living.
Nice.
And he was not happy about it. And then Hazel was just like, I just have to plan Betty's party. She's been planning Betty's retirement party. Betty from HR. And she's got like her daughter flying
make, like,
out.
homemade cookies. With,
No,
a
she's got like a
design.
whole thing planned. And she's been working on it for like months.
This is his own podcast.
This is kind
the
of
Gucci
like
and Hazel
what
adventure.
me and my husband do when we're like sad or
This tells
depressed.
you a little bit about Shauna's life.
We have, yeah. Okay, anyway, go on.
All right.
You do your life now.
Okay, I'll do mine.
You
But...
do you, Tricia. You do you.
Okay, no disclaimers. Okay.
No.
My mom let us pick out a homemade birthday cake every year. I was getting too old for Barbies with frosting skirts and cakes cut like puppies or hearts. I wanted a grown-up cake. Poring over cookbooks, there were no websites or apps. I made my list. Finally, I decided on a Rocky Road bundt cake. It had everything. Nuts, chocolate, marshmallows, without the cheesiness of kids' cake, glazed with a chocolate sauce. See, I was raised to understand the beauty of chocolate on chocolate. Mom bought all the ingredients. This cake was going to be epic. When the time came to gently lift it out of the bundt pan, I stood and watched in awe. And out it came in a lumpy pile of deliciousness. No, seriously, a pile. There was no cake. We maybe overdid it.
Too many like candy bars.
I started to tear up, and Mom burst out laughing. She pulled out 2 spoons and handed me a pile of warm chocolate, crunchy, marshmallowy goo and said, screw it. Let's blow this up and call it a day.
I love it.
And that's a true story.
That is Sue. And that is, I'm so glad that Sue wasn't like,
Oh,
This
she
is a
wasn't sad.
disaster.
She was like, this is delicious. Let's just eat it, Trish.
no, I mean, like, if you put a bunch of like candy bars and shit in something, it is
It's
not.
just like a lot of marshmallows and candy and like chocolate.
It will ruin like the cakiness, right?
Yeah.
It will
It just
destroy
couldn't.
It'll
It was like
screw it, blow it up.
the nemesis cake of her life. Like she talked about that Rocky Road bundt cake forever. It was like the cake that destroyed all, because she was a very good baker.
Oh yeah.
And so that was like the cake that destroyed all notions of cake for us. And we did eventually, because I had a birthday party, so we got like ice cream and put it as topping because it was so good.
It sounds
but it was just
delicious.
a fucking mess.
But I love
And,
that she was like, get a spoon.
she literally laughed. And I was crying.
I'm so happy.
I started
she laughed.
crying because I was like so sad. I was so excited and then so sad that it broke, right?
How old were you again?
I didn't say, but I think I was probably 12.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
Everything's like the end of the world.
No, because like I wanted like a grown-up cake. I didn't want like a, icing.
No
or
Barbie
No,
cake.
no. And my mom did that shit for me. Like she made all the cakes like in shapes, Snoopy, whatever, bears, like whatever, from scratch. There were no boxes involved. And her mom was a cake maker. Like in Alabama, she used to
No.
sell cakes. Like
They were like baker people.
so good. And so when this fell apart, it was just like for me, I was like devastated, but then she just started laughing and like seriously, she might not have said screw it, let's call it a day, but she did give
But
me
she
a
might
spoon.
as well have said that.
She
yeah.
basically gave me a spoon and she was like, come on, let's go. And we just stood there and ate the cake.
That's a good life lesson.
Right?
Honestly, it's like,
Sometimes
you know what?
your cake falls out of the pan.
Sometimes shit does not work out. I don't know, like 80
all the time.
99% of the time. And then like just eat the
Eat
cake.
it and move on, dude.
I just remember trying to make cupcakes with like Reese's
Too
peanut
much
butter
stuff.
cups. Or like trying to like throw like a candy, like a little mini Snickers,
Right,
or like,
right.
and it just like doesn't
Falling apart.
It like falls to
There's
the
not
bottom.
enough room for the cake to like bond to the candy.
It just doesn't work. And I remember trying that in college and being like, this does not work.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to bake, and I'm not a baker at all. But I can
you
imagine.
give it a good try, though.
I mean, but like I could bake a fucking box cake or something. But like as it goes, to know that your mom like just was like, I can't like just
no,
eat
she
it
just
with
laughed.
a spoon. That's
she
so
just
great.
laughed so hard. I'd never seen her
so-
react that way.
Yeah, I thought she would be upset.
No, because I saw her make Christmas cookies that burned, and I saw her cry and throw the whole sheet of cookies into the trash.
Yeah.
And so like that like kind of traumatized me in this weird way.
Oh, and also you've inherited that a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
I said in Hazel's
little
voice.
perfectionist.
Tricia, are you just
so perfectionist?
I think you did that once. I don't know, but it was
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
No, there might have been bowls of chocolate in my fridge that made me cry. I don't remember.
I'm like, throw the truffles away. No, it's very painful. And I'm not like that about cooking, but I am like that. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not like that about baking, but food.
Yeah,
when I
cooking.
make something that doesn't come out
I'm
well,
the same though.
I get
Or when everybody tastes it,
like really sad.
and I also taste it, and I'm like, meh. And I spent like a lot of time on it.
and like your husband tries to make it better because
He's
Edgar's
like,
always
it's
like,
pretty good,
"It's
and you're
fine."
like, no, it sucks.
And
I can
then-
taste it too,
No,
and I know it sucks.
and then my kids are just like, no filter, like this sucks. I'm gonna go eat like a bagel. Like I'm gonna go make it myself,
100%.
and I'm gonna like just burn this house, screw it, blow up everything.
My daughter will be super sweet. She'll be like, it looks really pretty, or whatever. And
She's
I'm just
all,
like,
just put a flashy
it
pin
tastes,
on it.
it
Yeah.
tastes really bad.
I don't know. Sorry. I don't even know if I said that ever in the podcast, but I think
don't
I said
think
it to you in
so.
person because
I got a bad haircut, and Shauna texted me, just wear a flashy pin.
There's a joke. One of my friends from high school, like, it was so funny, but like her mom was like sort of like your mom in that way, where she would like try and make things better,
Right. Find a
like,
solution.
in a sweet way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she'd be like, I just feel like, you know, like it was like her outfit or like her hair or like something was like way wrong, like way like 15-year-old wrong, which is
Right.
like there's no going back
Maybe
from
her
that.
whole face. I mean, let's face
it's just
it.
like her whole life. And her mom was like, I don't know, I just feel like maybe you just need like a flashy pin. And it was like, and I remember me and my friend laughing at it for like 10 years because we were like, when was a flashy fucking pin gonna like fix
the whole outfit.
my bad haircut or
my
like
braces, my perm.
my face, everything about me that sucks? A flashy fucking pin. Maybe it was her dad that said. I think it was her dad that
Her
said
dad
it.
said
And
that.
that makes it
A
even worse.
flashy pin.
Because a dad would
like
be
a
like,
flashy, like 80-year-old lady's pin.
I don't know, like a little like, yeah, like a little pin, like just a beautiful pin. No. And now
Pull
that
focus from your face to the pen.
yeah. And now that I've been in fundraising, I was somewhere the other day where like
Does someone have
a
a flashy
very
pen?
not fancy man, a very wealthy man, I
Okay.
should say, known around LA as being a wealthy man. Won't say who he was. Turns to the woman next to me who represents another very like wealthy like thing, and he's like, "That's such an interesting pin."
Oh no. And you're like snorting like milk out of your nose.
And I'm
except
like-
you don't drink milk.
And
but-
this is what I do. This is how I make my living, everybody. Okay. I'm like, yeah, that's such an interesting pin. And then she goes on to tell us the story of the pin. And I am like, I'm dying inside. I'm going to like die right now. Because I've joined the pin conversation
yes.
wholeheartedly.
And
like
no
all
one knew your
in.
background with pens.
I am all into the pin. Then I tell them the pin story. No, I mean, it keeps
You
going.
told them the flashy pen story.
Look, my aunt sent me a pin from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It was like a little cat when I was like a kid. And my aunt would send me like these cool, back in the like freaking like catalog days, right? Like not internet. Like when I was like 12 or 13.
Right.
And she would send me these cool things. And I was like, it was so like, you know, like cosmopolitan for me to get like something from like the Met,
Flashy
you know.
pen from the Met.
So this little cat, and I don't like cats, but it was so cool that I didn't care. And I was
Right.
just like, I'm wearing this little like weird black cat. It's like fucking Egyptian
Do
history.
you still have it?
Yeah. Oh, I've got it.
Oh, take a picture, dude.
So I'm like all up in the pin conversation. And I'm like, my aunt sent me a pin. And they're just like, we don't care because you're the nonprofit we fund. And we want to talk to each other. And
Go
we
away.
hate your pin and all things that it represents. You proletariat bitch. I'm just kidding. Nobody did that. It was very sweet. It's all very kind. I mentioned no names. Thank you. And good night. Okay. We love you all. Thank you so much for sticking with us. This is a long podcast with a lot of things happening.
It's all good. It's not that long. I'll edit it.
Okay, good. Please just stick with us. Sorry. I'm like, stick with us as we fumble through life. And please join our Right Club. And to all you and all of yours, share it because it's so fun when new people contribute. And it's so fun when all the regulars contribute too. Like,
absolutely, guys. Like, we'll have another one for October. We are trying to get some scary tales together for our last episode of hashtag all the horror for 2019, which is a group of podcasters who collaborate to provide you 31 days of horror content, whether it's blogs, poems, stories, podcasts, whatever.
Scary haiku.
Everything.
Bring it, Rachel.
Oh, Rachel?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
like,
for you.
And we want to ask all our benchlings in particular, but also everybody but benchlings who are like very special to us. Like, we want scary stories.
Yes.
Or scary candy.
Yes.
Okay, so take a spin on candy. Because
Yes.
we've done candy before.
We've done, like, what candy we like.
We all like Halloween candy. What's a scary ass candy?
Right?
And there are some.
Yeah.
Send us
absolutely.
your scary candies. Tell us why. We're going to put all this stuff out
for October. So most of our episodes in October will be something about...
It's going to be scary.
Yeah, something about Halloween, something a little spooky. We're going to be collaborating with Epic Film Guys, Drew from Real Feels. You might hear us on other podcasts throughout the month. It's a big collaboration. We started it last year.
We
and
heart
it's
everyone.
Amazing. So especially thank you to Invasion of the Remake, the whole team for collaborating to like organize us.
Are you giving an Emmy speech right now?
I
You're
am.
like the whole team.
I am giving
everybody,
my Emmy speech.
My whole team.
That's right.
Like,
thank you, my mom. Thank you, Jesus. Just thank you, everybody.
My PR person.
My dog, Sandy.
My team at like,
my art manager.
That company.
Christine Blackburn, just for fun. Wiener Schnitzel. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Wiener Schnitzel, what's up? We ate some cold fries.
And they weren't bad.
It, and they were not good. And they're still sitting here. And we might eat them.
We might eat them all.
Something bad's going to happen.
All right, guys. So, you know, if you like us, tell a friend. Leave a review on Apple, iTunes.
Oh, by the way, Podcoin went like the way of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And somebody did a super funny thing. Tell them who it was.
Pitney and Amelia's Bitchin' Boutique did an amazing spoof on
hilarious
what went up with Podcoin and where else you can hear us. And so I reshared it, but I'll put it again in the notes because it's the best.
It's like the song that Tricia would have written for it, except somebody else already did it.
You guys like took what I love and made it happen, and so I didn't have to do it, and I just admire that shit.
So Podcoin went down. So don't listen on Podcoin anymore because it's just like not a thing anymore.
It is, but if you listen to us on Podcoin, you can find us fucking anywhere else. Literally.
I think maybe everybody switched to Podcoin because it was fun because they were getting stuff.
Getting like a little gift card.
Just switch back to like wherever you were before.
Yeah, but
anywhere. Yeah, we're everywhere.
Yeah, and by the way,
yes,
I went. You know, obviously I was in New York. I went to the Grace Society, right?
Oh my God.
Lincoln Center.
I was in New York.
Tickets are super expensive.
Cool.
And I used promo code BENCH on the website seatgiant.com. I did. And I got 5% off my ticket, which was about $4.
That's good, though.
But when you're spending like over $100 on a ticket,
$4 is like, you know.
It feels awesome. Because especially
it's like a Coke or a sparkling water.
You know
or
what?
something.
Wherever you buy tickets, they add all these fees. So that little 5% like kind of helped me like balance my little budget.
It's just so nice.
So Seat Giant, you know, they're still using our code. It does work. I am like right now. I'm telling you, I used it. So if you're buying tickets and you're comparing costs, take a look at Seat Giant. It's international, so wherever you are. And if you use the code BENCH, capital B, E, and then lowercase e and ch, you can get 5% off.
Bench title case.
Bench.
Yes. And Tricia just had an amazing time in New York, and nobody wants to talk about it anymore. So goodbye. I'm just kidding. Tricia's trying to make me write 10 musicals right now, and I can't do it. And then as she tells me her ideas, I have ideas. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't do it.
It's a brainstorm cycle of destruction.
I don't know how to do lighting, but I know that she knows.
Yep.
And I'm like, what if this happened? And then when we do this, what if? Yeah. We do this a lot. We've always done this.
So earlier between the Snap Book and the Write Club.
And this happened.
We literally looked over a musical I was writing while in New York because I was so inspired by Hadestown.
So we cannot take on another project.
No, but one day you guys will be like, Shauna and Tricia won Tonys.
Remember that one time?
Remember that little podcast they had?
And
that
then
was
we're
so
like,
weird?
oh, Lin-Manuel Miranda, whatever. We're like,
all right.
No, I'm going to go off on Lin-Manuel just for 2 seconds because he's beautiful and amazing and such a perfect person.
Ahead.
And
I'm not going to throw away your shot.
I'm gonna be in the room. Okay, so I'm doing that thing where I hate on people that do great stuff, which is what we do. I mean, we're really good at it, and
we are good haters.
We
list hard, we hate hard, we love hard.
No, we do. I mean, we were we can go to town. So I was like,
that's true.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is a national treasure. He's amazing. He wrote this amazing fucking musical called Hamilton. And then he was and in the Heights before that. And then he was like, hey, I'm going to write Moana music.
That was actually before Hamilton. If you
okay, whatever. I don't want to I'm a theater geek. Okay, whatever. That's the way it came out to the rest of us,
sorry,
simple folk.
I'm such a nerd.
So then he was yeah, whatever, Moana, it goes. Just beautiful, amazing song,
right.
Whatever. And I'm like, okay, so how can I ever...
And then it was in Mary Poppins, too.
In my mind, I'm like, fuck you, Mary Poppins, and your shit. I can't... I just, it's when you get that, Jan and Marsha thing, and, me and you were always Jan.
Marsha.
We're Jan.
100% with Jan.
If you were not old enough, go back and watch the Brady Bunch.
My boyfriend's in Canada.
So you know.
His name is George Glass.
So that you know.
Just saying.
Who Jan and Marsha are. They're pillars of American iconography. I just said right now. We're always going to be Jan, and I'm always going to be looking at Lin-Manuel Miranda and being like, God damn it, you fucking Moana and your piece of shit Hamilton that was so amazing, and I can't deal with it.
Well, now it's Anais Mitchell.
And Mary Poppins.
Who wrote Hadestown and took 10 years to get to Broadway.
Ani DeFranco. Oh my God, you're amazing. We love you forever.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a tattoo of your face on my arm. Whatever.
I might.
I'm just saying, these people are killing us
and
inspiring us. And I'm just joking. I'm on a rant.
We're really just, when you're super creative.
Artist rant.
And you see something beautiful, it freaks you the fuck out because all of a sudden, everything beautiful that you ever thought starts rising to the surface.
Oh, no. It's like a nightmare.
And you're like, I have an idea. And it could work.
800 ideas.
If they could do this with the Greek tragedy, I could do this with this. And,
no.
And then I start playing music for Shauna and dancing around the room for her. And she's like, turn it off and stop it. Because it's like a wormhole, a brainstorm.
Oh, no. Because if I get on it, then I'm
you're already on
all about it. And then I'm writing songs.
And then you can't think about it.
I mean, I'm not musical.
Not think about it.
I will write
lyrics.
Lyrics, yeah.
It's okay.
But I'm you know what this part should be?
Guys,
it should be a song that sounds like this. And
this is what's called a gushing of creative inspiration.
It is a very difficult thing to be an artist.
It makes us angry because we don't have a full-time timeline to work on this shit.
So this 10-minute rant.
All we want to do is do this. With our lives.
And so I decided to direct all my anger towards the American treasure that is Lin-Manuel. I'm all
right.
you and all your successful shit that you totally earned and deserved, and wow, what a cool idea that was, and like fuck Moana, amazing. I listened to it the whole like duration of my life. Like, yes, you did it. I might be jealous.
A little bit.
And okay, I'm done with my rant. Sorry.
All right. So if you're an
Okay, that's
artist
it,
like us,
everybody.
check us out on all the stuff. We love you guys. Thank you for listening, and your support is, it's just, I can't even describe how much it means to us.
Also, you guys are amazing. And like, by the way, I just wanted to rant, but like, all of you guys do such cool shit, and you put yourselves out there with the writing prompt.
Yes.
And we appreciate it, and we love it, and we support
and we
it.
know how hard it is. Listen to us, like, be so dramatic. We understand the plight to incorporate whatever it is you're doing on the side that's creative into your actual
I will
lives.
promote your Moana.
Like,
Just
whatever it is.
bring me your Moana.
Bring us your stuff.
Bring
Tell
us your
what it
tired,
is,
poor Moana.
and we will take it and be like,
Yearning to be free.
thank you. You're welcome. And also keep writing.
Keep snacking. Bye.
Bye.
This was a podcast from the Podfix Network. You can check out more shows like it at podfixnetwork.com.
All the horror is coming.
The horror of not having enough time to write.
The horror of running out of snacks.
Oh, wait. That's just our daily life.
But in October, 31 days of horror from all your favorite artists and podcasters. Hashtag all the horror at allthehorror18 on Twitter. Follow us and be scared.